They're very social animals. And like humans, they will mercilessly peck to death the one that's different. Chickens are very much like that. Planet Autism is a cool place to be, but our people have a hard time interfacing with other people just for different expectations, just because people don't understand what's different. Well, what's different is our senses are like tuned clear up to 11. I can't shut off the sound of a motor next door, or somebody chewing gum, or the smell of perfume of someone on the bus next to me. And those things start to crash in and cause great anxiety, and then I explode and have a fit. And understand that I probably won't ever look directly at you. That's like trying to look into the sun. It's just too much information. My dad died before I got my diagnosis, but my mom... Thanks, Pietro. My mom was really happy to finally have a name. Asperger's Autism. When I was little, and people would say, "What is wrong with your kid?" She would say, "She's just different, that's all." And she would point out that I could play piano or guitar or read encyclopedias or whatever, but really I was just that icky little weird kid. Until I was 14 and I got good enough on bass guitar that all of a sudden I just wasn't even a kid anymore. I was hanging out with grown-ups and playing music in bars and making money. It's just, that's one of my superpowers. I was born that way. My folks both played, and there was always a piano and a guitar around. There were not lessons. It was all by ear. I don't really like people paying attention to me and staring at me and going, "Oh, God, I love you. Oh, don't do that." Write me a fan letter. So it's definitely not for the glory. It's for something about the feel of bass inside of my body, the physicalness of it makes me feel very calm and very centered. Put me on stage with a bass. That's where it happens. Put me in a store trying to buy cat food. Shut up! Customer service to the bottle return, please. It happens. Base God or not, buying cat food is a chore. When I was in my early 20s and I had a whole lot of energy and didn't understand the source of my difference and thought if I just tried harder I could make it work. I happen to be obsessed with sewing machines as one of my special interests. All people on the spectrum have a few special interests, and sewing machines and small mechanics is one of mine. So I actually got a job working for the Singer Sewing Machine Company doing sales and repairs for a few years. I started having migraine headaches every day. I didn't really understand what was happening. It was just a constant social and sensory overload. But being young and dumb, I just bullied through as far as I could until one day I just snapped and left. I left my lunch, I left my coffee cup, I left my coat, and I just never came back. It's too much work to try to be normal. I couldn't make it last. Didn't. If you want to reach into their world, not train them to come to yours. If you want to reach out to them, find out what the special interest is. There's your doorway. Randy's building the fire and he's kind of reading it as he's wadding it up. And there's that little magazine, Parade, that often comes in the Sunday paper. And there was an article on Aspergers Syndrome. And he's reading it. I'm sleeping. At the time, the bedroom was in the house. He wakes me up. He goes, hey, boo, read this. This sounds like you. This sounds like your childhood. And we read this article, and I actually started crying because it was like, oh my God, that's it. That's me. Those kids are me. So that's when I got the word about, okay, how do you say that? Asperger? I gotta say I was pretty angry for about a month because somewhere in there I always thought I was gonna grow up and snap out of it. I was 48. Come on, when's it gonna happen? So having this word and then knowing how to connect with other people through KindTree meeting other people like me, all of us having our weird little special interests and ways of looking at the world. It was just so amazing to be reunited with my people. The minute I walked in, I could just, they're like me. There's like 15 of them. People that talk funny, people that kept twitching their hair. Yeah. Fidgeting. I just wanted to hug every one of them, but we hate to be touched, so I'm psychic. I say, I'm allergic to humans. I'm sorry. I can take little doses of them. But really and truly, this is where I have to be, is out here. I call us an intentional family. It's me, my partner, my daughter, her husband, and Mike, who's someone I feel like he's my older brother. Even though we're not family by blood, we're family because we're from the same planet. Yeah. It's a hippie autistic reservation. Just kind of sidestepped the whole kid thing altogether. I never did fit. I wasn't a proper kid. And I was so badly bullied in junior high school that even now, 35 years later, it's a very, very stressful thing to go into a school. There's sensory and social cues there that bring up post-traumatic stress disorder for me. We all get bullied in school to some degree, but for autistic kids, it's hell. It's literally hell. I would advocate to take autistic kids out of school between age 10 and 16 at least. Or even better yet, schools that are designed for our sensibilities and social structure. Just being there as a visible face of the autism community that people can talk to. I really like talking to parents. They always have questions. When you were a kid, did you do blah, blah, blah? And since I am able to communicate and talk fairly well most of the time now, I really welcome that chance to present a possible side of what their non-communicative kid might be feeling, or why they might be doing that. You know, not that all autistic people are alike, but the way we process the world is very similar. So yeah, my goals are to stay large and in charge. Live from Planet Autism.